Here's the bike ride I took Sunday. Um, Here's Gold Canyon, Apache Junction. Again, I started from my backyard here in Peralta Trails. This is Peralta Road here. I went down here to the Power Line Trail, and then I cut up the first road after the gate. There's a gate here, as I mentioned previously, right there, and you go through here. Now, a couple places here, I think it was right here where the water was, but it's since dried off enough I was able to get the bike around it. Not bad. I didn't have to go completely around it like I did last time. I followed the road up, then went up to the ranch fence line right here. This is the fence line ranch for the ranch here. And I followed that until there's a gate here. You can keep going. You can go quite a ways this way, but there's a gate here. I opened the gate and locked it and then went up around and found the road here and followed that road around, and then I ended up where I've been previously, is by the park. I wanted to take a look at it, see what it would look like. I went down the road here, but then followed, this is really slow here. If you look right here, I think I was going, let's see, from here on, let's start right there. That's going in the wash there. I was going 2.8 miles an hour, and that's fairly fast for how I mostly had to walk it. I couldn't really ride it much. But this is where the proposed Peralta Park is going to be. I also wanted to go on, besides seeing where the park's going to be again, I wanted to go up and see. They had said they closed down Peralta Trailhead. And here's Peralta Trailhead. This particular photo, I think, was taken on a Friday, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's May 3rd. I'm surprised it isn't as crowded, but it was even less crowded when I was up there. I took the bike up there. There were people hiking up there. Now, it was interesting to note that the Lost Gold Mine was packed. This is the Lost Gold Mine Trail that goes down this way. And also Kearney Springs was really packed. There was cars up and down. I saw a couple of bikers, and I did see 3 or 4 people up here actually hiking. They'd walked up and then hiked there. It says the road's closed, but it didn't say the park was closed. But I don't know. I made a joke about they might not come and rescue you if indeed you get stuck up there with they might not come with a helicopter. So anyway, it was interesting to see how many people were out, though. Of course, it was Sunday. It's the weekend. And I can imagine in the future, if they ever get this park built, this might take some of the load off of Peralta Trailhead, but it was crowded, and I was surprised at how many people were out, considering that the shutdown was going to take place the 31st, and they didn't want anybody going out there. They did say, and it's interesting, they do say that you can go out by yourself for hiking or biking or exercise of some kind, but they didn't want multiple people. But there was multiple people. Maybe there were just families and stuff, but there weren't any big groups over 10, so I don't know if it's legal or not. Anyway, it was interesting to see that. I got a picture of the parking lot, and I'll post it. And let's fly it for fun. He says it every time. Sometimes it's not that much fun, is it? Path? Fly. Yes. Well, it was about 15, 16 miles. I averaged about 6 miles an hour, so not very fast. Some people can actually hike that fast. So anyway, went down Power Line Road here, across. Here's the school over here. Went down Power Line Road. And then here, there's a gate right there, and went through here, and then up this first road there. Let's speed it up a wee bit. It's a pretty good road. I got pretty decent speeds on the road here. In fact, let's take a look at that real quick, just for fun. Yeah, right. This road right here was pretty good speeds. I did stop a couple times. I got some pictures of some cows, but yeah, I'm averaging 7.6 miles an hour there, so it's a pretty decent road. Now, this one right here is kind of bad. I'm averaging 2 miles an hour, almost 3, but this is a lot of rocks. I had to get off a bunch of times there, so I'm sure other mountain bikers would do better at it, but there was some ups and downs and some gullies, and I didn't want to. There is a, right here, there's a gate that I went through, and then went up here, and then followed this road up to this road here, which is part and parcel of the road that comes off of the ranch here. Here's the ranch, and so I went up there and then followed it up. Let's continue to fly it. And there's the park. Interesting. You can see right here. Let's take a look just for fun, see where that is. That's right here. This is where I went through the wash, I think, there. Yeah, 2.8 miles an hour. There's a couple places I could bike, but there's a wash here. And they're going to have, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to do this. They're going to have a road that comes straight down here. And it will be interesting. Anyway, well, let's continue to fly, he says. Probably have to restart it. Yeah, let's go to where we were. Right about there, I think. Yeah, pretty decent road. I saw a motorbike on it, and I did see coming back down on Peralta Trail, Peralta Road, I did see another mountain biker there. Followed it up here. Then it gets up to where it goes down into this gully, and then followed the road up to where the park's going to be. Here's where the park is going to be, and followed that. There's a gate right here. I didn't go through the gate. This is a road that goes up, and then it goes to the wash up here, and that's where it was kind of slow, right here through the wash. Let's speed it up some. Then got back on the Peralta Road and cut up. Now right here, there was water here, and it looks like a couple of cars have gone into it, and they didn't get stuck, but definitely was big divots here, so I had to get off and go around a little bit here, as you can see. And then up here, this is up here is Kearney Springs right here, I think. Yeah, that's Kearney Springs. And let's continue. A lot of traffic, like I mentioned, a lot of traffic there. Now I have parked here and hiked up there, and I'm going to probably do that again when the weather gets a little bit nicer. But coming up from Powerline Trail is avoid a lot of dust. I came down because it was getting late, and I didn't want it to. It was about. I started about 3 o'clock and finished about 5:30, and I wasn't sure how long it would take me to get back, and I didn't want to come back in the dark. But anyway, I think the park is right. We're going up the road here. Where they had it blocked off was. Now this is Lost Gold Mine. I was surprised that there were a lot of cars here, and I was really surprised at how many cars, because the gate isn't until right here, and there was cars parked here, and definitely a lot of cars parked here. So they were probably going to Wave Cave or something from there, or Kearney Springs. You can get to Wave Cave too. Anyway, it was a good bike ride, very enjoyable, except coming back down, it was pretty dusty. There was a bunch of cars on the road, and they were nice, and they slowed down, but it was still pretty dusty coming down. And then I got a picture of the parking lot empty. Almost as empty as, I mean, it's more empty than that because there wasn't any cars in there because the road was blocked. They had actually blocked it right here. But there was a lot of traffic along here. I met a couple of hikers that got lost and they were hiking up the road. I didn't envy them. At least on a bike you can get away from a lot of the dust quicker. But then we come back down. I came all the way down Peralta Road this time. Good bike ride, 16 miles, enjoyable. And I was going to come down the way I went up, but like I say, I wanted to get home. It's getting late. It's starting to get a little bit dark. And speed up even a little bit more. Ended up where I started. It was a good one. Hope you enjoyed this and the pictures.